Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something fundamental, but honestly, sometimes frustrating: memory. It really shapes, well, everything from how we do at work to, who we are.
It really does. And our sources are showing that globally, people feel this pressure on their thinking. You've got stress, endless screens, just getting older. It all makes focus and recall a real challenge.
Totally. And so naturally, people are looking beyond the usual fixes. We're diving into natural solutions today, specifically herbs used for centuries. Think Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, that science is now finally taking a serious look at.
Right. Our goal here is to kind of cut through the noise for you, give you the lowdown on the most powerful, scientifically interesting, and traditionally trusted herbs for memory. We need to explore what they do, maybe why studies sometimes disagree, and crucially, how you might actually use them safely.
Okay, let's drill down, starting with maybe the most famous one, the real cornerstone for cognitive support, especially in traditional Chinese medicine, Ginkgo Biloba.
Ginkgo. It's pretty amazing stuff. It's literally one of the oldest tree species around, like a living fossil. Its traditional use really hinges on its effect on blood vessels.
Okay, so how does that work for the brain?
Well, think of it like improving the delivery routes. It boosts blood flow, especially that microcirculation deep in the brain, getting more oxygen and nutrients exactly where they're needed.
And there's a protective angle too, right? Preventing damage.
That's the other key part, yes. It's packed with antioxidants that fight oxidative stress. That's like cellular rust building up over time. Ginkgo helps protect against that.
Okay, so it sounds really effective on paper, which makes it surprising, honestly, that our sources point out this big debate about whether it really works. What's causing the confusion in the research?
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky, and you need to look closely. You've got smaller studies, often quite positive, showing benefits, especially for, general age-related memory issues. But then you have these huge long-term studies, like the Big Gym study in the U.S., thousands of people over many years, which found, well, pretty mixed results. And importantly, not much proof it stops Alzheimer's starting in healthy, older adults.
So is it the condition being studied or maybe the ginkgo itself that's inconsistent?
It's likely a bit of both, but a huge factor is the ginkgo itself. Standardization is key, seriously. One study might use a low-quality variable extract, while another uses a specific, concentrated, maybe even patented one like EGB 761. Of course, the results will differ.
So quality control is absolutely essential.
Absolutely. If you want the effects ginkgo is known for, you have got to look for that standardized quality extract on the label. It makes a world of difference.
Got it. That's super important for anyone looking at supplements, and we absolutely have to mention the safety warning tied to this blood flow effect.
Oh, definitely. Non-negotiable. Because ginkgo does affect circulation and how thick or thin your blood is. If you're on blood thinners, warfarin, aspirin, even fish oil in high doses, you must talk to your doctor first. It's potent stuff. Treat it carefully.
Right. Okay, let's shift gears from Chinese medicine to Ayurveda. Let's talk Bacopa Monnieri, also known as Brahmi. If ginkgo is about circulation, what's Bacopa's angle? How does it help the brain?
Bacopa's different. Think of it more like the brain's architect, or maybe repair crew. While ginkgo works on the delivery system, Bacopa focuses on the brain cells, the neurons themselves. It's known in Ayurveda for memory, better information processing, and interestingly, it can also help reduce anxiety.
Reducing anxiety, that's interesting.
Right.
That alone could improve focus.
Exactly. It indirectly helps cognition that way too. But its main action seems to be more structural.
So it's not just papering over cracks, it's actually getting down to the neuron level.
Precisely. The active compounds, these things called bacosides, they seem to be the key players. They appear to help repair neurons that are damaged and even encourage new nerve connections, especially dendrites, those branches neurons use to talk to each other. It's about boosting the brain's actual communication network.
Okay, that sounds profound, but also like something that wouldn't happen instantly. We kind of live in a quick fix world, don't we? Is patience the biggest hurdle with herbs like Bacopa?
You hit on a really crucial point, yes. Unlike, say, caffeine, Bacopa's effects build up over time. It needs consistent daily use, we're talking weeks, often months, for those structural changes to translate into something you actually notice.
So the consistency is everything. Capsule, powder, tea doesn't matter as much as taking it regularly.
That's the essence of it. Consistency defines success with Bacopa.
All right, now let's move to something probably already in many kitchens, offering broad protection, curcumin from turmeric.
Ah, the golden protector. Protection is definitely the word. Curcumin's power comes from its intense 1-2 punch. It's a seriously strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant.
Right, and we know inflammation is bad news for the brain. But what makes curcumin special for brain health? Isn't it hard to get things across the blood-brain barrier?
That barrier is the key challenge, you're right. It's incredibly selective. But the cool thing about curcumin is that it's lipophilic, fat-loving enough that it can cross that barrier,
Oh.
which means it can get right into the central nervous system and potentially have direct effects. Fighting inflammation, maybe helping mood, supporting memory, especially where there's mild cognitive impairment, it gets to the source.
And this seems important from the sources, just sprinkling turmeric on your food probably isn't enough, is it? Absorption seems to be a real issue.
A huge issue. You're right. Plain curcumin isn't absorbed well by the body.
Hmm?
To really get those benefits we're talking about, you need high absorption forms. The research is pretty clear. Combining it with black pepper extract, piperine, dramatically boosts absorption, like by thousands of % sometimes.
Wow. So always look for piperine or black pepper on the label with curcumin.
Definitely. That's the practical takeaway for sure.
Okay, great tip. But ginkgo, bacopa, curcumin, they're the only players. Let's do a quick run-through of the supporting cast other herbs with more specific roles.
Sure thing. Quick hits. First up, Rhodiola Rosea.
What's its specialty?
This one's an adaptogen. So it doesn't directly boost memory like Bacopa might, but it helps manage stress, particularly cortisol. It fights fatigue, improves mental clarity. Think of it as improving the conditions for good memory. Great for pressure situations.
Okay, clears the fog. Then there's the energizer, Panax ginseng.
Yeah, ginseng's more like a cognitive turbo boost.
Yeah.
Studies link it to faster reaction times, sharper focus, especially when you need to concentrate for a while. Good for mental stamina and speed.
And what about that lovely traditional one, rosemary, the remembrance herb? Is there anything to that?
Surprisingly, yes. It's not just folklore. Some research shows that just inhaling rosemary essential oil can improve memory, speed, and accuracy. Particularly prospective memory, remembering to do things later. The aroma compounds seem to affect neurotransmitters.
Fascinating. Aroma matters. And for a simpler, quicker lift, just basic mint, like peppermint.
Yep, peppermint. Simple, easy to find. Inhaling it gives a quick boost in alertness and focus. Good for that, 3 p.m. slump.
Makes sense. Okay, shifting slightly for people maybe focused on slowing down decline, gotu kola.
Right, Gotu Kola or Centella asiatica, used in both Ayurveda and TCM. It seems to support brain plasticity, making the brain more resilient. Sources often mention it being helpful in the very early stages of cognitive decline, maybe working a bit like Bacopa on nerve growth factors.
Interesting. And finally, you mentioned periwinkle, vinca minor.
Yes, periwinkle. It has compounds with neuroprotective qualities. But we have to be honest here. The clinical evidence for periwinkle specifically is still quite limited compared to the others we've discussed. So maybe approach that one with cautious optimism or lower expectations for now.
That's a really diverse toolkit, from fixing structures to instant focus boosts. But, the brain doesn't run on herbs alone. Our sources kept emphasizing synergy, that these herbs work best alongside basic nutrients.
Oh, absolutely crucial. If you think about the big picture of brain health, herbs are like the specialists, right? But you need the fundamental building materials first. You absolutely have to pair these herbal actions with the right nutritional support.
So what are the key nutritional partners the sources highlighted? Top 3, maybe?
Okay, number 1 has to be omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA. They're literally part of your brain cell membranes, vital for structure, and they fight inflammation systemically. Huge.
Right. Omega-3s. What else?
Then B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12, is critical for your whole nervous system, protecting nerve coverings. A B12 deficiency can show up fast as really serious memory problems.
Scary. Okay, B12. And the third?
Magnesium. It's involved in thousands of processes in the body. It helps nerve signals fire correctly, but also, really importantly, it helps buffer the effects of stress. Stress just burns through your cognitive resources, and magnesium helps manage that.
Omega-3s, B12, magnesium. Got it. Foundational stuff. Now, let's circle back to that reality check. We talked about the mixed ginkgo data, but looking across all these herbs, why is research often so inconsistent? It makes it hard for people to know what to trust.
It really does. And it's complex. Beyond just the quality of the herb extract, which we already said is massive, you have to look at how the study was done and what it was trying to measure.
How so?
Well, often studies kind of blur the lines between preventing cognitive decline in generally healthy people versus actually treating or reversing established diseases like Alzheimer's.
And you'd expect very different results in those two scenarios.
Completely different. An herb might be great at, say, reducing oxidative stress in a healthy 50-year-old brain, but asking it to undo decades of damage in someone with advanced Alzheimer's, that's a totally different ballgame. The inconsistent results often reflect who was in the study and what the researchers were really looking for.
So we need to be careful about claims. Differentiate between support and cure.
Exactly. That distinction is critical when you're reading about these things.
Okay. So for someone listening who's thinking, all right, I want to try some of these options safely and smartly, what are the practical steps? How do you start?
Good question. 4 clear guidelines come through. First, start slow. Don't just throw 5 herbs in at once. Introduce one at a time. See how you react before adding another.
Makes sense. Second.
Talk to a professional, a doctor, a pharmacist, maybe a naturopath who knows about interactions. Super important. Remember ginseng and blood pressure or sleep. Ginkgo and blood thinners. You need expert advice based on your health.
Right. Personalized advice. And the quality issue we talked about.
That's number 3. Use high-quality, standardized products. Look for reputable brands, check for certifications, look for the concentration of active compounds. You want to know you're getting what you pay for, not just, ground-up plant matter.
Quality matters. And finally,
consistency is key. We mentioned it with Bacopa, but it applies broadly, especially for herbs aiming for structural changes or cumulative anti-inflammatory effects, like curcumin, too. This isn't a one-dose wonder. It's a commitment. Think long haul.
Start slow, get advice, check quality, be consistent. Great takeaways. This has been really enlightening ancient wisdom meeting modern science. So just to recap the big 3, ginkgo for blood flow, bacopa for neuron repair and nourishment, and curcumin for that deep barrier-crossing protection. Different ways to fight stress and improve brain communication.
Well put. And it's worth reminding everyone, again, that while these herbs are exciting for supporting memory, maybe even slowing early decline, their role in treating serious neurodegenerative diseases is still very much under investigation and debated. They are tools for support, not replacements for medical treatment.
Absolutely. And since our sources really hammered home that the best herb depends on your needs and health condition, maybe the final thought we can leave you with is this. Think about your main challenge right now. Is it focus blurred by stress? Maybe rhodiola's adaptogenic help is the fit? Is it more about long-term brain health and resilience? Perhaps Bacopa's structural support aligns better. What specific cognitive goal do you have? And which herb's mechanism seems like the best match to start exploring? That personalization is really key.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.